energy.
Her energy.
Energy
I
today.
also just want to acknowledge that you just sang "Hey Friends."
We sing "Hey." It's not singing. It's just cheerfully
Ore
greeting
has an
the
issue with me singing all the time, and this is like a new issue she's called out. Like, she's known me for many years, and now all of a Sunday it's a problem.
Because now I have to listen to it every day in studio.
Hey friends.
See that one. I'm Ore, by the way.
I'm Cassie J.
Welcome to Leave Me Alone. I'm working on it, and I don't know who needs to hear this. I know I've arrived again, about to rock everyone.
Oh dear.
I don't know who needs to hear this.
Oh no.
But for God's sake, let that poor man out of the friend zone. What? Let him out. There's three things to it. Maybe you don't need to hear it, but somebody needs to hear that thing.
I'm
Are you processing?
Yeah, I'm processing the information.
There's three
What
things.
if he's in the friend zone because that's where he needs to be?
Hang on. Then it's not a friend zone. Will you hold your horses?
Unpack.
Okay.
Unpack.
There's three things to it, right? So what is the friend zone? Because I went on this, I was reading, actually, backstory. How did we end up here? Pinterest. Pinterest did it.
Pinterest.
I saw something
spends
on
a lot of time on
I
Pinterest.
do. I really
a
do.
lot.
I saw something on Pinterest and it got me thinking. And then I went to go read this thing online. And people were like, someone was saying how he was in the friend zone, but then he got out of the friend zone and he married the girl that he was
10 points for
in her
Gryffindor.
friend
That's
zone.
hard, hey?
But then someone else responds to go, my man, get off of this thread. You are not in the friend zone. That the key ingredient of being in the friend zone is that it must be unrequited love. And I'm just like, that's not true. That's not true. So for me, there's three things to it. It's one, you like the person, but you don't like them enough to change, to make it a permanent thing. Okay. So you friend zone them. Okay. Or two, you like them, but you're hoping that maybe someone else comes along. So you friend zone, you keep them on the back burner.
Backseat drive them.
It's like being, okay, I'm not great at sports, but here's
Neither-
a
who
football
are you talking
analogy
to?
is
Neither
coming
am
your
I.
way.
Football? Which football? Football like soccer or football like American football?
No, girl. What's American football? Football. The only football.
All right then.
Also, Cass and I are twinning and I don't hate it.
Twinning.
Okay, but here's the analogy, right? It's like you are considered not a good enough player, and so coach puts you on the bench, right? You're on the bench.
Okay.
But now somewhere in like the final quarter of the game, like the star player needs to dip for whatever reason.
Final quarter.
Look, leave me alone. I know it's final half, but like it's not the half. I'm like, it's like a couple minutes left before you go into, what's that thing? The overtime, extra time, whatever you will do. I don't know.
We're like the worst people
But they
to
do
run
have
a sports
overtime.
analogy.
I'm not that bad. I'm not as bad as you. Leave me alone.
I'm better than you.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not. Anyway, so you're benched because you're not considered a good enough player.
Yeah.
But now star boy needs to dip for whatever reason. He's tired, he's exhausted, he broke a leg, he broke a nail. I don't know. And now coach is like, you come. They do that thing in movies. They're just like, you go.
Yeah.
I like when they do that.
Yeah.
So now you're like, oh, time to shine. And you go, running into the field. Hi to the people. Running into the field. And then you get your 15 minutes of fame where you are literally just filling in for this person who had to leave.
Sure.
And now you think that you've brought it. You think that you've done well.
Yeah.
You think that you've given it your all. You've proven that I deserve to be here. Come the next game, you are on the bench. That's what the friend zone is. She brings you out when she needs moral support, when she needs an emotional crutch.
That's really
and
mean.
puts you right back in there when the people she's waiting for or the people she's hoping for arrive.
Listen, I just want to preface this by saying I hope I've never done that because it sounds mean.
It is mean. That's
It
why
sounds so cruel.
I stick to my opening line or disclaimer. Let that man out of the friend zone.
Okay, but when you say let him out of the friend zone, to what? Like
to either become a friend
or let him go.
Or give it a chance. There's 3 ways it can happen. Oh, yo, okay.
Processing speeds are amazing. Okay, this is what I'm thinking.
You're guilty, is what I'm thinking.
No, for sure. I've definitely put friends in the friend zone, people in the friend zone. But this is what I'm thinking. I don't know what I don't know. And I don't think that your friend zoning, the friend zone that you've described, like, it's not all encompassing. Because for me, what if there's someone that I put in the friend zone, but I didn't do it on purpose? Like,
that's why I'm saying, so if you didn't do it on, like,
no,
allow me to arrive.
No,
you've jumped the gun. Wait,
okay.
give it a sec.
Okay.
Give it a sec. Right? Because what I'm basic. So if there's three things I just said now, right?
Yeah.
Either let him come out of the friend zone and becomes a friend, or we are strictly friends. This is strictly a friendship.
But
I'm not keeping
that's the friend zone.
No, I'm not keeping, because, I'm going to read you a story.
Okay.
I'm going to read you a story.
Okay.
Let me just read it, because it explains what I want to say.
Okay.
Because the reason, this guy says friend zoned, need advice. This is recent. This is like 7 days ago.
We got you.
He says, so basically started to get to know this girl in lockdown. We started talking and got along really well. And we only talked. It says 7 days ago.
Yeah, I know.
No, he says he got to know her in lockdown.
That's what I'm saying. Lockdown was a long time ago.
That's when they started talking.
So he's been for a while.
Exactly. And we only talked online for the first 2 years until we eventually now met. And then after the lockdown, they met, and then they went out once or twice, and he asked her out again, and she said she doesn't feel the same. So I stopped talking to her. And then one day she drunk texts me and tells me how she misses me and cares about me, and how she cares about no one and doesn't want to be attached, but she cares about me.
Awesome.
So we link up again in a mutual friend's sister's wedding, and she gets a bit close to me and is holding my hand, calling me in the party, telling me to take her to go sit in a corner. And then she kissed me on the cheek when I was about to leave and said, I love you. But when we talked about it later, she said, I'm not sure if I love you, and whatever. And then she says she wants to check and see if she had anything for me because she gets affected a lot by me. And then comes back to say she realizes that it was nothing. Then said, but I can't let this go because I genuinely like being around you. Now he's like, I'm confused because I have real feelings for her. And if this is the case, if she doesn't want me like that, then we need to stop talking.
I agree with him.
But when I say this to her, she fights back and says, no, she can't do that because I'm very important to her and whatever I do affects her and she doesn't care about anyone but me. What should I do?
Homegirl is being cruel for taking you on her confusion journey.
That's the definition of a friend zone. It's like, you know you don't want him, but you don't want to give him up. You know that you're not sure if you want him or not, but you want to keep him around until you go on this journey to discover whether or not he gets bumped up to a relationship status. I just think it's cruel. I'm like, if you're friends with someone and you don't, you guys are friends, you have in no way, because what she's done now is confuse the man. I love you, but I don't love you. I kissed you, but I'm not kissing you,
I don't think he should be confused. I think it's very clear. But
because he likes the girl, and she's
I'm with you.
She's like, no, but I want to have you. I don't want to lose you. I don't want to this. That's why I'm like, let the man go.
Let him go. That's the right.
If you are confused and you don't know what to do, that sounds like a you problem. You go figure that thing out. So back to your point on what I don't know, what I don't know. I think it's different. And I think people, we all use the term friend zone very loosely. Even me, I've said this. But I think, again, you know how I said the jollof thing was about the intentionality of it? For me, the friend zone is about the intentionality of it or the lack thereof. It's like you're intentionally holding on to this person for whatever selfish reason, or you're intentionally not defining this thing for whatever selfish reason. I'm not going to say that we're dating, but I'm also not going to say that we're friends because I need you to sometimes be your boyfriend and sometimes not.
With you. Look, okay. I want to jump in here because I think that, yes, there is that element of friend zoning, the one that you've just described. And what this hun is doing is not cool. Like, it's not okay. It's really unfair to him. It's unfair to his emotions.
He needs to, my man, you need to walk away.
He also needs to walk away. It's not the one. Right? So, like, it's really not, it's this yo-yo back and forth. Yeah, exactly.
It's the yo thing of it. Yeah.
Like, it's not cool. But I disagree with you on this piece of, like, that's the only thing a friend zone is. Because you can put someone in a friend zone intentionally and leave them there because...
But then, is it a friend zone? You're a friend. Don't you have male friends?
No. Wait. Because your thing is, a friend zone is... I put someone in the friend zone and I take him out when I need him and I put him back when I need him and I take him out when I need him and I put him back when I need him.
My point is, a friend zone is that awkward place in between we are friends or we are romantic partners.
Okay, a friend zone is more than that. So that's one thing. But it's also like I've intentionally, you like me, I don't like you. And I know that. But we can be friends. So I put you in the friend zone.
But why is that a friend zone is my thing? We can be friends. You've clearly stated.
Because you have feelings for me.
That's a you problem.
I agree.
As far as I have communicated to you. That's my thing.
I 100% agree.
I've communicated to you. I see your feelings. I don't have them.
I fold.
I fold.
I raise
exactly.
you nothing.
As far as you communicate, because that's the biggest thing for me with the friend zone. It's the communication.
Yeah.
If you said to this person, I appreciate that you feel this way, and I hear you.
Yeah.
I don't feel this way. I don't see that I will feel this way.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you to hang around in case that changes.
Yeah.
I want to be your friend. But if that doesn't work for you, that's
fine.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't feel like you friend zoned him. If he decides to stay there, that's a him problem.
I agree.
That's
a
you problem. Like,
I've
communicated it.
I fully agree. I've been in this situation.
Girl, I married the man I claimed to friend zone. Me and a lot of other girls, apparently, because I saw many stories online because we were being dumb.
Okay, but...
I was being very dumb.
Okay. We're going to come back to that. We are going to come back to that. I've done this to someone. I've had this conversation with someone where this guy, he was keen. And I remember thinking to myself, I wish I liked you as much as you like me. Like, I really, really want to. Like,
yeah.
I wish I liked you as much as you like me.
It would be so good if I just
wish
did.
I was attracted to you the way you're attracted to me. I wish it was the same thing, but it's not the same thing. And we went for a coffee. We had a talk about it. We had a conversation about it. And it was what it was. It is what it is. It was what it was. But he continued to pursue the idea, pursue all of the things. Shoot his shot. And he decided that, okay, he's going to be friends and he's going to still be in our presence. We do not speak to this day because it was just too much for him. And he's moved on now, you know, and I don't really talk to him anymore. But like, for me, I still think I friend zoned him because I said, I don't want anything. Let's only be friends. So I feel like I'm the one that friend zoned him because I was like, our relationship is in the friendship zone. Like, and it's not going to cross out of it. Now, I agree with you on the other side, what this hun has done and what it sounds like maybe you did to Dummy. I don't know.
No.
Okay.
Me, I just was like, we're friends. So my problem when I was much younger was that I always prioritized my friendships over any sort of relationship.
Got it.
If I became friends with someone and I genuinely cherished our friendship, I was always worried that if we mixed in the gooey, lovey-dovey stuff and we don't succeed, it's going to mean that I will have lost the boyfriend, but more importantly, and that's the part that rocked me, I would have lost this friendship. I would have lost my friend. So it's like, I'm not playing that game with you.
Got it.
We're gonna stay in the friendship zone because that one is sure.
So how did you get out the friendship zone?
My man got smart.
How? Oh, he engaged the network.
He did. He engaged Deb.
He engaged the network.
And Deb is like, what are you doing? This is not how you win. What are you Also, that girl.
Okay, but wait, how did you get out the friendship zone? How did it happen?
Okay, so there's two things, and that's where my second story comes in.
Okay.
Can I read you my second story?
Yes.
Because when I read that, I was like, I will tell you.
Story. Okay,
but I was like, this is very much what kind of happened with me also. Okay, but it's long. I'm going to paraphrase. So it's the man telling this story, right? He was dating online for a while, and then he met this person. She was cute. They got to hang. They were emailing each other at first, and then they started talking on the phone. Everything was cute, and then they agreed to finally hang out, go out on a date.
Yeah.
So they go on the date. He arrives early. She arrives early. He's like, we've got everything in common. I like Mexican. She likes Mexican. Like, it's a good time.
Yeah.
And so he thought dinner went really, really well.
Yeah.
And after he calls her, doesn't hear back. A couple of days later, he still hadn't heard back.
So sorry.
And so he called again. And then my man goes, by the way, I started losing my hair when I turned 27. By the time I was 30, it was clear that I was going to be bald. Right? So now he's thinking, is this
Shame.
why
And this is the journey
I've
we
been
go on.
ghosted?
Is this the thing? Is this the thing?
So he says eventually he calls to be like, whatever I did, I apologize. I don't know if I did anything, but I would like to talk it through with you.
Oh,
and
he
then
sounds so lovely.
I know. And then she responds and is like, oh, she's so sorry. But that she doesn't think there's anything between them, but that they can be friends. And he was like, it was hurtful because he felt the connection, but he was like, it's fine. He would not waste the chance. I'll be your friend. So he literally put himself in the friend zone. He's like, it's fine. I'll be your friend.
With the strategy of getting out of it one day.
So he stayed around, and then they continued being friends. He said, I was in the friend zone for a while. And then I'd go see her. We'd hang out. They had the same things in common. And after a while, she got so used to having him around that she'd start calling him to come do stuff. Come help me do this. Come ride with me to go here. I want to drive 45 minutes to someplace.
Look what
and
you
he
did.
would just be like, yeah, okay. And he'd go. So he became like such a permanent fixture in her life. So he was like, he started thinking that at the point where she was calling him, he was like, is she starting to feel what I've been feeling? And anyway, but she said nothing to him. So one day they go out and they have like a nice lunch or whatever. And she says to him, you're a really nice guy and I actually really liked you, but the bald thing. I cannot. She's like, I cannot deal with it, is why I first try to ghost you. But like, I really do like you. And so he's like, okay. So they continue. We're being friends, right? They go to her place, they go to his place and whatever. And they keep talking and they keep talking. And she says to him that one day,
the way I am rooting for this guy, I'm rooting for him.
So one day she's like, she wants to go do something. Can he come? And he's transparent with her. He's like, oh, I actually have another date. And she's like, oh, okay. And she's like, okay, it's fine. But then he goes, no, I'll cancel that and come do this with you.
Sure.
That, ladies and gentlemen, was the moment right there. He's like, she told me later that me doing that, like she walked away from that and she said to herself, what are you doing?
Yes.
Why are you being dumb?
Why are you being so dumb?
This man is the one. What is wrong? Like she said to him later that in that moment she was like, what are you doing? Literally what changed it for them. They eventually got married. They've been married for 16 years. They've been married for 16 years. It's the same thing Dami did to me. It's not even lie. He just became a permanent fixture in my life until I got to a point where I was like, all right, what are you doing? Why are you being dumb? Like the man has everything you want. There's one thing that I'm like, but everything else. And like, I fully could be myself around this man, but I was just like, oh, because we're good friends. We're close friends. But like, I was like, and I kept my excuse back then, because I was in uni when I met him. My excuse was, if I date Dami now, I'll never have a reason to break up with him. Like, he's perfect. Like, he's a good guy. He's not going to do anything to make me break up with him. So now I'll have to marry the man. I don't want to think about marriage. I'm young. I want to live my best.
So interesting. I was
being very dumb, which is why I'm now bringing this up to be like, sometimes we are out here looking for Mr. Right. But Mr. Right has been sitting in the friend zone you put him in 5 years ago.
Wow.
Waiting for you to get it together.
Wow. Okay.
So go rummage through your friend zone.
Just quickly gonna go through.
Go have a look. Go have a look. Because sometimes we really, as women, sometimes we're being dumb.
Yeah. My mom has said this to me as well. She's, there was this guy, I legitimately can't even remember who it was now, but we don't clearly talk anymore. But I remember I did the right thing. But like I went out on a date with this guy.
Yeah.
And it was just like there was no real vibe, like there was no real connection on my side. Like,
okay.
But I thought that we were on the same page. We both were like, oh, this isn't the one. It's not the one. It's not a thing. Shout out to online dating, right? But it's not the thing. And so I left. But then he reached out again and he was like, hey, I had such a good time. Like, let's go out and have, a coffee later this week. And I was just like, why? like when I say like the conversation was like a little bit strained, it was like a little bit like drawing water from a stone, kind of. It was painful. Anyway, so I was telling my mom that I went on this date, and she was like, what if he was nervous? What if he was like, you both met online, like what even is that? There's it takes the organicness out of the relationship completely. Give it a try. Give it a try. Like, you don't know what might happen. So I was just like, okay. And one of the rare occasions that I've taken my mother's advice. I'm kidding. But like, but I was like, okay, cool. So we go out on another date. It didn't work out. But I think the lesson is that like, my mom was right. She was like, you don't know what's going on. This hun, he's bald.
He's going bald. It's not a deal. Look, you need there's things that are deal breakers.
Yes.
You need to be clear on what those are.
Yeah.
He doesn't, also this thing where people don't have chats before they get into like serious relationship. What are you doing?
That's so silly.
I want kids, you don't want kids, but we both don't know this, and now we're married, and now it's year 3, and now we must get a divorce because we didn't align our lives plans. What are you doing?
Yeah.
So like there's definitely deal breakers.
Yeah.
If for you he's bald is one, like he's bald but he's 100% the best thing since sliced bread. Like this guy, and you really can't get past it, then don't pretend that you can get past it. Can we be honest with yourself?
Can we also just acknowledge his strategy, his persistence?
Sometimes it works out for you, sometimes it doesn't.
Sometimes it works out, because this guy, that the first story that I told.
No, but the first, look, here's another thing I will say. And this is for whether you've been friend zoned by a guy or a girl. If the person that you are pining after is mean to you, please keep it pushing.
Why would you even entertain it?
But that's what this guy in the first story is doing. He's hoping against hope. But what she's doing is being mean. She's toying with you. She's playing with you. Yeah. She's not considering your feelings or your emotions. Yes. If that's what's happening, you need to walk away. But if the person is just like...
unfriendzone yourself.
Exactly. Unfriendzone yourself and keep it pushing.
Walk away.
But if the person is just not unclear or is unsure or is like, I don't know, but they're not treating you with disrespect. They're communicating clearly to you that, look, this is the issue I'm having with why I haven't been able to move forward. If they're being clear, it's like, because in his story, the second story rather, she wasn't being mean. She told him, she was like, look, I really like you. You're a great guy. The you going bald thing is what rocked me. And I'm like, I just can't. That's a different thing. She wasn't mean about it. And they became friends genuinely. They shared a lot of the same interests. But if the person is toying with you, comes back to you when the boyfriend that she has chosen has, I don't know, cheated on her and comes to you to cry on. But the moment he fixes his things or she gets a new one, she ditches you and goes. Like, if you become her emotional crutch, it's time to choose you.
Yeah.
Unfriendzone yourself and walk.
Unfriendzone yourself and keep it pushing. There's a third element to this friend zone that I want to bring up, and it goes back to what I said at the beginning: is that you don't know what you don't know, and unlike your situation with Dami, where you were like, I don't want to do this, so I'm going to friend zone you to protect the friendship.
Yeah.
There's another, and then there's the first hun who was stringing the guy along.
Yeah.
There's another one where it's like, I didn't even know I friend zoned you.
Okay.
Like I met you, I engaged with you, like, and I enjoy you.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
But I have never stopped to think about us romantically. And so, and then maybe you're too shy to bring it up, and I'm not even thinking like that.
Yeah.
And so now you feel friend zoned.
But aren't you glad?
But I've accidentally friend zoned you.
Aren't you glad Ore has arrived so that you can go and check your accidental friend zone?
Yes, exactly.
Because literally what I'm saying today is go look through your friend zone. Mr. Right might be sitting there sipping on his tea, waiting for you to get it together.
I could be getting married next year. Oh my gosh, that sounds so exciting. But like,
I'm just saying that sometimes the people that we have friend zoned, whether intentionally or accidentally, sometimes are the right people for you. But you're not, maybe it's not time.
Open to it.
You're not open to it. Maybe they still have some growing to do. Maybe you have some growing to do. Maybe it's not time for that relationship, but you've now forgotten that this person is still in the friend zone and you're looking for something outside, but it's right here under your own.
I know what I'm doing this afternoon.
Under your own.
Going through my WhatsApp chats there, just being like, hello,
look, I just
hello,
need you to be clear, right? Because there's people that you friend zoned that need to stay there.
Oh, girl.
That
those
need to
ones
stay
are
there.
not coming out.
Exactly. There's
and if
people...
you're watching this, please stay where I put you. Please stay there. No, please.
There's people that need to stay. There's
it.
Friendships you even need to just cancel completely. Not friend zone, not strictly friends, nothing. It's done. We move, right? But I'm here to call it out, that in case there's someone that you have forgotten, or there's someone you're overlooking intentionally because of one thing that you have decided is a deal breaker, but it's really not.
But can we just talk about this as well? Because first, I understand that some things are going to be a deal breaker. I think the other thing to understand is, when are those deal breakers, the things that you've called out as deal breakers, dumb, like silly things. Like, I want to respect her and saying like the bald thing was an issue, but it's so surface level.
Yeah.
It's so not.
But that's why she arrived and was like, what am I doing?
I know.
This is so dumb.
I know. But what I'm saying is, in today's day and age, a lot is put on things like being bald. Not being tall enough. On not being
buff
rich enough.
Not being rich enough.
Or being too buff. Right? Like, a lot is put on the superficial. And I think that we need to call people out on it. Yeah. I had a friend who like, she was just like, she had like a list of the criteria that the men who had to meet.
Yes.
And when I looked at the list, like, firstly, the list was like 70 things long.
Nobody is meeting that list.
Secondly, the first 10% of the list, like, number one has to be like, was so superficial. And the more I kept saying to her, like, if you start with this, you're eliminating people who may be incredible, but who don't have hair.
Yeah.
Who may be incredible, but aren't exactly 2 meters tall.
Yeah.
You know, like, and they're still taller than you.
Taller than you.
And you know the irony of this.
You can still put on your heels.
The irony of this is she is like this high.
But isn't that how it is?
But she wants someone
short
who's
girls
like
with the wanting,
And so I think my question for you is, where's the line between being like, okay, it's cool that you want someone who's tall, and I support you as my friend in wanting that, but actually also as my friend,
I need to call it out. Yeah.
Because your list, girl, is what's probably preventing you from finding your person.
Look, you need to be, I think, again, you just need to be realistic with yourself. Like, what is it that's important to you? What do you want in a partner? What do you want in life?
But I think I'm going forward to say that if you ask yourself that question, and the answer to that question is he must be tall, there's a problem.
Look, I'm not going to say, because you also must be attracted to who you're attracted to, right?
This is where I'm getting. But where's the line?
You pick the most important things. Because let me tell you what my mom used to say. And I'm going to wrap it here. But this is what my mom used to say to me. She's like, if you marry a man just because he's tall and has nothing else going for him, his only usefulness to you will be that he's tall.
Yeah.
My mom is very dramatic. She'll be like, so you'll be like, babe, help me take the plate from the shelf. I know she says babe. Babe. She'll pronounce it very well. Help me do this one. And then she's like, but that same height, that is the only thing he has going for him. He can take that height and beat the living daylights out of you.
Good grief,
because
Mom.
you didn't check. Is he violent? when he gets angry, does he bitch slap people? You were just like, he's pretty to look at. He's tall. She's like, the only thing he had going for him was that he's tall. So that's the only thing you will benefit from that man. She was being very dramatic about it, but it's true.
Not wrong.
You need to decide, what do I want out of life? And then you pick up and have that be... Like, what do I want in general? Like, I wanted peace.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I was like, I am being dumb. I wanted peace. I wanted a friend. I wanted someone I could be 1,000% myself with. I wanted someone I didn't have to be phony around or have it together around. I wanted someone I could have fun with. I wanted someone I could speak to like I'm speaking to like my guy.
Yeah.
I had everything of that, and I was being absolutely dumb. And honestly, the moment I stopped being dumb, best decision of my life.
I think I know we need to wrap, but like I think the thing that I'm trying to call out is, even before you go and pull people out of the friend zone, be clear yourself.
Yes, you must be clear
where you're at and what you want and what you don't want.
Don't pull him out if you don't know yet.
Because otherwise you're gonna end up like the first hand in that story where you're like
pull him out, put him back,
people
pull him
around.
out. No, be clear.
That's not cool.
I'm not saying go into your friend zone and pick everyone out. I'm saying go look.
And see.
Go look and see. And if it aligns with where you want to be in life and what you need, like if the person is it's a perfect fit for you.
So are you encouraging Hans to go shoot their shot?
1,000%.
Girl,
girl.
shot,
1,000. Pour some water in that
go
DM, slide into that thing.
Baby.
What? Okay. So I'm just saying, go do some homework. Or I gave you homework today. Go look.
Or he's forever giving us homework.
I know. Think of me as your kindergarten teacher. I just need glasses now and like a...
Here are matches for kindergarten teacher.
Okay, Siri. Thanks for joining us. Siri's having a day. Come say hi. I'm open to hear if you want to chat about it. You know where we are.
To chat about
Come
it.
chat on Instagram and leave me alone. I'm working on it.
If you need help deciding whether you need to come out of the friend zone,
we will have a panel.
We will
help you figure this out because we're your girls. We're your friends. So come say hi. Comment, like, subscribe, do everything on Spotify, on Apple, on YouTube. And we will see you soon.
Okay. Love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Hey, thanks for listening. Please don't forget to like and subscribe anywhere and everywhere you find your podcasts. You can also watch and subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Okay, love you. Bye.